we're failing. We're already 10 minutes late.
It's fine.
Welcome everybody to the finally, Ginger, finally, we
Finally.
have decided to jump on the train on Beltane. Hey, I'm a poet and didn't know it. Everybody, welcome. It's me, Jessie from Pocatello Paranormal, and Ginger, the mystic, which I have known, I think
Forever.
forever. Like, we have known each other since I was a wee lass. Oh, wait, I'm still a wee lass.
Itty bitty thing.
Ain't a better thing. And we are Gathering of the Shadows. Here we
And
are.
welcome.
I
And here we
promised we're
are.
delivering.
Welcome.
Welcome. So, before we kind of get into the logistics of what our goals are, happy Beltane, everybody. Yeah,
It's finally here.
it's finally here. If anybody did not see the flower moon last night, please do so tonight. It's going to be in its full, beautiful, spectacular. I think we went walking last night, right?
Yeah, we did.
And yeah.
And while
And
we were walking, what happened when we walked around the corner and looked up into the bright sky?
oh yeah. I completely lost my mind. I looked, it's just when you, so we were finding signs everywhere. Like, we chose this day for a reason. And you pointed out a bunch. What did you point out?
There were like feathers everywhere and eggs. Yep,
Yeah.
fresh eggs on the ground. And
Yeah.
like the flower growing out of my sidewalk, I thought was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh no, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. I am not a goat head. You go ahead.
Let's see. I got lost where I was going to go with that. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So I got lost too. Par for the course, you guys will see us kind of being like this. You should see some of the conversations that we have when we are not on the show. But yeah, so again, we've known each other for a long, long time, and it's kind of funny because we kind of drifted apart for a while. We've always had this friendship. It's like we were sisters, like we are sisters, but we've always seemed to come together. And it's just crazy how things have kind of, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
it's
it's come full
crazy.
circle. I really
Uh,
do think that people come back into your lives when you need them,
yeah,
and that's kind of
I was
how
a
this
moth
feels.
and you set me free.
Right? Like a moth to the flame. Look out.
Like a moth to the flame. Yeah, so who's the flame? Because I am not, obviously. I am the moth, the irritating moth that keeps going around the light and
And fluttering and fluttering.
yeah,
You're
until I get
lovely.
into the what is that?
It's like
The bugs shocker.
the zapper.
Yeah, the zapper.
uh,
Yeah, so it's
I'm so
interesting that
glad.
we started it. Yeah, I am too. Like, we have definitely learned a lot about each other within the last few years, and I thought we could talk about ourselves. I'm gonna let you go first because I talk about myself a lot on Pocatello Paranormal, and yeah, so tell a little bit about yourself and your practice, how you got into it, everything.
Okay. So I have been, I don't even know how to describe, like, I know that I've been different all my life. I know that I've been unique. I know that I know things that most people don't know. And I don't know how. I know that when I was a child, I frequently saw things talked to me. I saw ghosts. I talked to different things and that obviously weren't there. And my parents always told me that that stuff wasn't real, that I was just a very inventive, pretending child, super creative, whatever. And it wasn't until much later in my life, after going through a marriage and divorce and children and all of that, that I started to realize how really special and different I am from other people. Um, I'm definitely an empath. I don't know that I would call myself psychic, but I know things others don't. I get, uh, I don't know, I get like downloads, or I get like massive anxiety before something bad is going to happen. It's like
Mhm.
the spirit or whatever it is trying to warn me of things. Um,
Yeah.
I know
Do
things about
you get
people.
dreams too, right? Like, do you get
Yeah.
dreams? Yeah.
Yep. I get dreams. Things come to me in like small visions or quotations or phrases. So, but I'm also, I love to grow things. I'm very adept at making things come to life, and love my herbs, learning more and more about them. Also love
Yeah.
my crystals. I don't know if you can see any of
Oh,
the
yeah.
crystals behind me, but got a large collection of many things, and I like to have a lot of knowledge about them. I like to learn everything I can about them so I can tell other people about how they work and what they do.
Yeah. You've taught me a
Um,
few things. You gave me a plant yesterday, and what did we name the plant? I can't remember now.
was it
Petunia
Penelope?
or
Petunia,
Penelope?
Penelope, yeah,
I don't
something
know.
like that.
Pee. That's what I called it.
Pee,
But
the little
we'll
purple
see if she
plant.
survives.
Yeah. I had to so this plant is absolutely adorable. It's I don't know the proper name for it. It's called a wandering Jew. It's purple. And I found it in a store and it was growing and beautiful. And I was like, okay, we need this plant. I'm gonna start one for Jess so that when we get together and do the show, we're gonna have this together and she's gonna be able to make this baby grow. And so I got it
Yeah.
all started for her and I gave it to her last night so she could take it home, have a little piece of it,
Yeah.
which I thought was cool.
Yeah. I thought it was cool too. Although I tend to deal with the plants and the herbs in the afterlife.
In the dried version.
In the dried version, so, yeah, hopefully Penelope will survive. If not, she will be, definitely a dried version in a jar.
Laid to rest.
Laid to
That'll be
rest,
okay.
Penelope. It'll be fine. We'll see what happens.
Uh,
We're gonna go with it, so
that's awesome.
so, tell us, about one of the most memorable experiences that you had when you finally learned that, there is something special about me. Um, what, give us a little bit of a background to, you know,
Gotcha. Okay, so I do have this one thing that happened to me. I was a young mom. I had two little ones. And we had been at a friend's house. We'd stayed really late and we were going home and we lived probably 30 minutes away from where we were. And so we were driving home with our kids in the back seat asleep, and we're driving down this really old country road, really narrow road, and I started just having this utter panic attack. And something was telling me, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. And that's just the message I just kept getting through. My brain just kept saying, slow down, slow down. And so I
mhm,
told my husband, please slow down. And he's like, okay. And he slowed down to 25 miles an hour. And I'm like, no, really, like, just stop right now, stop right now. And he's like, why? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And so he stopped. And at that very moment that he stopped, a giant, like, 10-wheel semi that was loaded down with spuds, like where we live, you know,
yeah,
trucks loaded down with vegetables is common. And it had ran a stop sign right in front of us, not more than like probably 100 feet. ran the stop sign, went right in front of us. If we
Wow.
hadn't have stopped, it would have killed my family.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in
Yeah.
my mind. And
Wow.
I saw a lot of things when I was younger, but nothing that was that obvious to me that there was something more that I knew that was there protecting me. Like that was definitely a beautiful and wonderful thing that happened to me. It saved my family. Like it was amazing. And I knew from then on, like I needed to really listen to myself.
Yeah.
Listen to those
Yeah.
hints are important.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that is the main reason why we decided to get together and talk about things like that. We as practitioners, as um, you know, mediums and paranormal investigators and everything in between. Our goal when we decided to create this podcast was to, we wanted to explore mediumships, modern witchcraft, ancient witchcraft. There's no right or wrong way to practice. Like, there's not, we want to create a safe space for everybody to talk about what they do, talk about different practices. And if, I mean, we want to make this a safe space for
Yeah.
everybody, and
Right.
even the skeptics, right? We will
For
bring them
sure.
on, you know. Um, and so, yeah, I think that's the goal um, of our show is to bring, we want to make it fun, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, yeah, I mean, what is what do you want to bring to people? No fear, no judgment, at least on my part.
Right. I think more than anything, I just want to make sure that, people know that there's a place that they can come, like if they want to, and like talk about this type of stuff and like talk about like what we can do and um what special things and gifts are in their lives and how we can share and make them feel safe. A lot of the times, um, especially if you're in a very uh, Christian environment where there's a lot of judgment around things that are not normal or typical, like how do we make those people feel safe and feel welcome and warm and be able to talk about it and not be afraid and not be judged? So like
Yeah,
that's kind of what I want to do, and like we can talk about what we can and can't do, or we can talk about like sharing ideas and things that we could do together, or help each other out. And
yeah,
I don't know, I guess it's just really like I really want it to be like a gathering of people to be able to talk
yeah,
about things that we don't always
yeah.
get to talk about.
I mean, and it doesn't. I mean, it's not always serious. I mean,
No, for sure.
like, honestly,
You know
before
me, I'm a
you
total goofball.
of, I mean, if you guys have never seen her sing Iron Man,
Thanks, Jess.
it was the best
So
thing ever in my entire world. I will never forget it. It was great.
was I eating Taco Bell when I did it? I think so.
No, we were eating a hamburger.
Were we eating
No, because
hamburgers?
we were eating hamburger. I don't know where we got the hamburger from some place back in time. But
uh,
oh my
yes, I like
gosh.
music a lot. Okay.
Yeah. I like music a lot. People at work probably get really freaking annoyed with me because they're sometimes they'll say a word like today, I put some paperwork in a coworker's box or mailbox, and um, whose dirty work is this? And then I started singing, I'm a fool for your dirty work. So I mean, there's things like that, it's just we're gonna have fun. And it's also, I and I know we want to make this educational as well. Like, I love to learn about different things, like different mediums and how they adapt to things. I being
Yeah.
a medium myself, I just barely, so I guess I can try a little bit about me, it's
Yes,
not
please
all
do.
about me.
You
So
are
I
amazing.
yeah.
If you guys have never seen Jess in action, if you ever get the opportunity, please do. She is
Yeah.
truly wonderful and unique. And I I'm a skeptic. I am a complete skeptic. When she told me she thought she was a medium, I thought she was nuts. I'm sorry. I love her. I adore her, but I saw her in action. I invited her to a session with some people she didn't know, never
Mhm.
met, and I watched her do a reading, an impromptu reading for somebody there, and it was scary and eerily correct, accurate, like beautiful. Like it was so wonderful. And I left that place knowing, oh my God, she's real. Wow. So
I
so tell
I
them a little
felt
bit
bad
about,
because I made her cry.
yeah, you
But
you
it
did.
happens, it's just one of those things. I do have my favorite mediums that I do watch. It's mediumship is basic, basically for me is I'm helping both sides. I help both sides of the veil. Um, some people will ask me, well, who's standing next to me now? I'm not that type. I'm not like, I'll just call her TC. Just because she is amazing. And if nobody knows her, just she has really high hair and she wears big heels and she has the beautiful attitude to pull it. So, um, and she's amazing. And I actually had the honor to go see her. I secretly wanted to have her come talk to me because when even being who I am and my gifts that I have, I still question myself. Ginger can tell you a handful of times that I'll just look at her and like, I don't know if I'm really this, if this is really happening to me. When
Right.
I was a kid, it was, even when I was a baby, I didn't even know, like my auntie, she's passed on, but she told me when she came to stay with us before my sister passed away, um, I told her that I seen an angel taking my sister, and she told me this, like, years later. I mean, my family knew I was special. I mean, I am special, but I mean, it wasn't talked about. My father, believe it or not, he was very, frightened of it. He
Yeah.
didn't I don't think he meant to be that way. I just think there were things that happened in his life that made him scared of what he didn't understand. My mom, on the other hand, she was very supportive, but she also did what her husband, you know. So majority of the
Wanted her to
time,
do.
I yeah, and it was not that my mom didn't support me. It was just she didn't know how to. And so back in those days, it's like, oh, it's your imagination, which
Yep.
I'm downplaying sometimes. Maybe I did have imagination, but there were certain things that I knew that nobody would know. Like there was no way that a 7-year-old or 8-year-old kid would have known. You know,
Right.
uh, I'm the type that gets images through the universe. I can see scenes replayed in my mind. I can, I have connected with spirit, but it's not that they come up to me and they knock on my door and say, "Hey, could you please call my mom and give her a message?" Like, yeah, okay. I'm not that fortunate. So I guess maybe I am a different type of medium. I can be clairvoyant if I want to be, but it just depends on the situation and what I'm doing. So yeah, I've developed my gifts. I've always had them. Again, kind of shut them down. I have to say that my my granny was also a big supporter in my life, and she would always tell me, "You're always special, baby." She would always tell me that. And I always thought just because of, you know, I always just thought that I was just special. She would never really tell me. She was a huge believer of God, and she prayed every day. Um, and even I, but she also had kind of a witchy sense to her, honestly. She believed in God, but there were things that now that I am realizing, that she kind of practiced too a little bit,
Mhm.
so yeah. And so I kind of do both hand in hand. It's funny because today they were at my job, we had somebody's birthday, and they were like, some people will come up to you and they don't understand, they're like, "Oh, don't hex me, and don't, cast a spell or something like that." It's not like that. We're more, at least for me, and I'm sure Ginger can probably relate, but we honor our ancestors. We honor what they've been through. Like, what what did they do to get here? If everybody can just sit back and think about what their ancestors have done and how much they survived, and they survived on plants from the earth. They survived, by certain things and beliefs, regardless if it was a religious uh sect, or if it was just something that they learned handed down through time. um and it makes me wonder, and I wished I could have honored it when I was younger and understood. And it took me all this time because I'm a million years old, and
Right.
and a handful of lessons in life that we had to learn. And I think that's how we had to develop ourselves, because I think universe and spirit, ancestors, basically, and God wanted us to learn those lessons in life, right? Because that's why we're here. We have
And
to
I
learn
I think
things.
that's probably what brought us back together, is like we had lessons to learn apart before we came back together, before we found
Absolutely.
each other again.
Absolutely.
So,
We definitely had
yeah.
different trains.
Yes, we had different nightmare trains for sure. Crazy trains.
Yeah.
Crazy
Yeah.
trains.
Yeah. Crazy train. Yeah. Yeah. I just say, like, the G train has left the station. Anyway.
Yes. Yes.
But
Funny.
yeah, so again, I started developing my gifts. I guess I just kind of finished, and um I ended up going on a show, and I really owe this show a lot, and I'm not gonna, anybody can probably Google or find out what show I was on the first time. I did was, well, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, just because, I was on Nightmare Roadshow. Um we were a handful of people together. We had a good time, and then I ended up on Pocatello Paranormal, and I've done a handful of investigations with Pocatello Paranormal, and I am so thankful for all of them. It's definitely a huge group that we work together. We don't charge, and that's one thing I was going to say too. Is like, I'm not that type of medium that's going to go and charge. If spirit pokes me, there's a reason. It's, again, I'm not the, like, TC, basically, that can just say, "Oh, your brother's grandpa is standing right here." I don't know. Anyway,
Right.
and he wants to tell
Well,
you that, the money's hidden under the bed. If only we had
right.
that.
Wouldn't that be great? Maybe we could be
Oh
millionaires,
gosh,
right?
yeah, yeah. You know what? I'm just saying, I have a few questions from my grandpa. I think it, I think he did sleep with a couple of, no disrespect, gypsies. Even though they're not called gypsies, the Romacellis, which I honor.
Yeah.
I love them to death. I love their culture. But yeah, so um been kind of hanging out with them and doing our own thing, and I decided here we are. So yeah, if anybody wants to see me work, you can Google them and look it up, see a handful of things that I've been on. So
And
yeah,
it's been fun to watch you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So do you
Um,
feel like maybe because of something that happened at your beginning of life is what kind of made you more special than others, so to say?
I am also the type of person that believes in past lives. I
Hmm.
do. And I know I'm going to kind of go on that little spill, but I do believe there's a reason why I'm here. Um, when I was first hatched into this world, I definitely came in with a bang. Um, and I'm sure, I know that there are reasons why I'm here. And again, it just took me a long time to figure what what it was. Um,
Yeah.
it's just so strange. I can give you guys an example of what, happens to me that kind of did question a little bit of my gifts. Um, I'm not proud of this a little bit, but when I was younger, I was a very troubled teen. I have
I,
decided to run away a few times. And I think that was just the lesson and the growth that I needed to learn. I am a definitely strong spirit and I'm very stubborn. My better half can probably tell you that. We fight hand in hand about things. And when we moved into our house, I did not want the couch in a certain area, and I'm very particular about things. So Ginger can probably validate that because
yes, yes, you are very particular, but also very creatively wonderful in your environment. So,
yeah, yeah, I try to make it my environment. I wanted to make it feel like home and mysterious at the same time. So
right.
anyway, when I was gone, I this area that I did run away to, and believe it or not, it was like I was gone for quite a while. Um, and I'm sorry, Mom, that I put you through that, and my family. Uh, but I digress. There's things that you have to learn, and there was a certain area that I went to a party, and we went to this area, and when I walked into, it was out uh, in the mountains, so it's almost kind of like it reminded me of the Dakotas, like with the Rose Reservation and the Badlands. That's what it
Oh,
reminded
okay.
me of. Um, and we were out playing around, and the whole time I kept getting this dodging shadow, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought, well, maybe when it was somebody playing with me, and it's kind of like almost dark, if that makes sense. And I thought it was the the guy that I was with. I thought he was playing around. Come to find out he
Right.
was back in the car later when I realized. But the next thing I know, I felt this boom right at the back of me. And it was like somebody like checked you, right?
Wow.
And I blacked out.
Oh,
I don't know what happened. I'm not going to say it was a friendly spirit. I definitely had negative intentions, but later I realized like what it was. I was affected. I apparently, according to people that I was with, they found some bones. Now, I'm not saying that they were of us. I'm just saying that I think they were used as like a ritual. We're not sure.
right.
But it it definitely was a lot of energy that at that time I did not understand what it was. And of course, I was a lost teenager too, right?
Right.
Um, and when we were going back to the place that I was currently staying at, um, they said my eyes turned completely black.
Okay.
And I had this superhuman strength. Like I literally was lifting my my boyfriend at the time. I was lifting him up to the ceiling of the car.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I don't remember any of this,
Yeah.
and,
That's scary.
I didn't they didn't understand what was going on, and I did see visions of things. Um, yeah,
Like while
it
you were
was,
blacked out?
um, before and then after, like, it took me a while to figure it out. I wasn't on anything. I didn't, I wasn't drinking at the time, but I, you know, again, I was a troubled teen. But there was just no, we were just out messing around. Actually, we were getting ready to go to a party
Yeah.
and we just
Crazy.
went out and messed around just because it looked cool. Like we were just driving around. That's what you do in this small area that we went to. And
Right.
I I truly believe after that, I think we came across something that was very sacred. I think it was definitely something that has to do with Native peoples.
Mm.
I think we, because when I first got there, I felt like, we really shouldn't be here. Something doesn't feel right. It felt very, very off.
Yeah.
And again, at the time, it's like you're a teenager, you're worried, you're running away, and you're worried about getting caught and partying and all that. So that didn't really dawn on me at the time.
Right.
So yeah, so it was very interesting on what happened. I scared the crap out of them really bad.
I
Um,
bet. You gave me
I,
chills. I'm like, ooh.
yeah, yeah. I think that was probably one of the handful of times that I was scared. Yeah,
Yeah, you might have felt a little out of control then.
I did, but I didn't
Yeah.
understand why. Um,
Right. That
I
is
At that
scary.
time I had nightmares for at least a while. I did get super, super sick when I was
Mm.
gone. And yeah, it was, and then I got caught and I came home, but um I didn't get
We
over
should
it. I
we
did.
we should talk
Oh,
about
go ahead.
some of the implications of what you just said later because I have some thoughts, but I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm ready to say them here.
Well, and it's interesting that you say that because the whole reason of this podcast is this is a safe space,
Right.
And
Yeah, right.
so,
But I don't want to make
yeah,
you feel uncomfortable. So
um, yeah, it's fine.
you'll be okay.
Uh,
That's crazy though. That's pretty intense.
yeah, it was intense. I mean,
It,
it
it's
was
almost like
crazy.
something just jumped into you
I think
to
that's
like
exactly what happened. It's
take
exactly
control of
what
the
happened, and
situation
they
because he
did
was
say that
upset.
I was speaking a different language. I don't even know.
Oh, oh, that's
I don't.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense though. It
yeah.
does.
Some
Wow.
people will say that maybe I
Good.
had a demonic possession or something. I don't think so. I do think it was negative, but
Mm.
I think it was I some people say, and I had a reading a long time ago that they said it was an ancient spirit. Like
That's what it
whatever
felt like to
it was
me.
ancient spirit that wanted to get us the hell out of there. We
Yeah,
were
it was
not
trying to
allowed in there.
scare you away. Right.
And of
That's exactly
course,
it.
being a medium, what are you? You're a lighthouse.
Yep,
You're like a moth
absolutely.
to the flame.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be a little scary sometimes
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
draw things in that you don't want or
yeah.
the things that are
And
not welcome. Yeah.
yeah, and in the future, we'll talk about how to protect yourself when, you're a medium and you read through everything, or like how do you read things and how do you protect yourself, and also how do you teach others how to protect yourself. And this even goes
Yeah.
with practicing our witchcraft. um
Right.
I guess I hate saying it, calling witchcraft, and I shouldn't call it that, but our craft. It's our
Yes.
we're practicing. So
Yeah, absolutely. But it's,
yeah,
me, I'm not a fan of the word, but also
yeah,
like it seems like people tend to, that seems to be the only relation that they can make to it, is something like that word. And
right.
I don't know, I wish people would, like, their brains could just like open and let go of like the stigma and be like,
Yeah,
oh, there's so much more to what this is. That would
yeah,
be quite magical.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's definitely not 1692 or earlier.
Thank
We
God for
have
that.
kind of hopefully grown from that. Um, but yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
it's been crazy,
I
crazy.
just I know that I know that several of my ancestors were healers and midwives, stuck in very typical Christian roles that they didn't have a choice in. And I feel
Yeah.
so much more, uh, I don't know, capable of doing things that I want to do, because definitely we're a lot more free
Oh,
now
yeah, for sure.
than we ever were, than they were, unfortunately. So
Yeah,
lucky us.
like yes,
We don't have, yeah, we don't have to be worried about being burned at the
right. Not.
stake. Hopefully.
I mean it. That's time for another episode, but
That is a whole other episode, right?
that's a whole other thing. But yeah, so we're looking for guests for the show. We are gonna nail down an actual for sure night to record. And eventually our goal someday is to do live shows and have people on here. I do have a handful of people I'm excited to have on. And yeah, so it's gonna be pretty cool, and you can look us up on YouTube. It's at Gathering of the Shadows podcast. We will be on Rumble, and I'm on TikTok. We're on TikTok. We're slowly getting everything together, so please be patient with us. Be kind. This is
Yeah,
kind of our
please be kind.
yeah, and we do take a lot of we'll take the criticism because we need that. That's the only way we can get better in how we teach each other and learn and grow. So
For
um
sure.
but yeah, so here we are, guys. This is our first very short episode, but next time on our two, we're going to talk about some cool things, and I think Ginger should be talking about some of her plants and what they can be used for.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. For sure.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys look us up. I'm Jessie DeVille Walker on TikTok, and Ginger Mystic will be on TikTok.
Yep.
So kind of look us up, subscribe, like, share us. That would be awesome. And we also will be on Facebook. So yeah, here we are.
Happy
First
Beltane.
episode, guys. Oh, and happy Beltane.
Yep.
Go ahead
And
and go dance on your poles.
yep, light a fire,
Make it
enjoy a
rain.
little
I mean, don't
flame,
do that. I mean, if that's what you want to do. Uh,
do what you got to do.
I
Also,
mean,
it's a
'cause-
Scorpio moon tonight, so you Scorpios out there,
yes, yes.
be you.
Don't forget to get your moon waters and
Yep.
charge your stuff. I
Manifest
went
a
ahead
little
and
bit of
started.
wonderfulness for yourself.
Yes, this is a whole time of loving yourself. So yeah, yep. So
Yay.
okay, guys, this is it. We will talk
Love
later,
you.
and love you. Take care of yourself, and blessed be.